Moose. You're in the Medicine Show Radio, Moose Mobile. And why has it gone dead on me? That was
one by one around the sun. We are marching to a drum. Can you feel the heartbeat of the world? Two by two, we'll see it through. I am marching with you. Can you feel the heartbeat of the world? Hear the sound all around, a message in the air. Feel the rhythm of the heartbeat of the world. 4x4, and then a score. One by one around the sun, we are marching to a drum. Can you feel the heartbeat of the world? Two by two, we'll see it through. I am marching with you. Can you feel the heartbeat of the world? Hear the sound all around. feel the rhythm of the heartbeat of the world. 4x4, and then a score, from a whisper to a roar. Can you feel the heartbeat of the world? A million, so many million voices of the men and the women and children of the world. Hear the sound all around, a message in the air. Feel the rhythm of the heartbeat of the world. Here we come, this planet is our drum. We are marching to the heartbeat of the world. Here we come, this planet is our drum. We are marching to the heartbeat of the world. We are marching to the heartbeat of the world.
If you want to be I free, oh, if you want to be I free, oh yeah, you've got to work, you've got to work, you've got to work, 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 work. You gotta work with the rhythm of the earth. If you want to be I free, you gotta work with the rhythm of the earth. Oh, if you want to be I free, you've gotta work with the rhythm of the earth. the earth, rhythm of the earth. Appreciate what that is worth. Rhythm of the earth, because a blessing is coming down from the sky. Everybody's gonna get so high. A blessing is coming down from the sky. Everybody's gonna get so high. We gotta work with the rhythm of the earth. If you want to be I free, you've gotta work with the rhythm of the earth. If you want to be I free, yes. Oh, there's no need to frown, no need to frown, because the roots they go down deep in the ground. Oh, there's no need to frown, no need to frown, because the roots they go so deep in the ground. Work with the rhythm of the earth. If we want to be I free, oh yeah, we've got to work with the rhythm of the earth. If we want to be I free, oh yeah. Got to work with the rhythm of the earth. 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 No need to frown, no need to frown, 'cause the roots they go so deep in the ground. No need to frown, no need to frown. Work with the rhythm of the earth. Blessing is coming down from the sky. Everybody's gonna get so high. Blessing is coming down from the sky. Everybody's gonna get so high. Deep, deep, deep into the ground. Deep, deep, deep into the ground. Deep, deep, deep into the ground. Yeah, the roots. Deep. The roots. Deep. We've got to work with the rhythm of the earth.
Okay, too many controls for one video DJ. Just too many controls. Surely that. Thank you. Who did that, Maria? Henry's track was loud and clear, but you're muted. Well, I wasn't actually muted in the full sense of the word mute. I had the volume down on the feed, which is ridiculous. There's two different volumes. So, can't post messages to Sam channels. Oh, so I'm learning that as well. So let's hide that. Henry's track. So let's put that back up again. And if there is audio, maybe somebody can let me know in there. I'll answer the questions in Messenger. Let me go and put another track on. We are listening to looking for. Well, actually, we're going to go to the monkey track now with Andrea Dalgety and Martin Stevenson. However, it is a single on the Medicine Show. All money goes to Endless Spell. That's Andrea's proposed foundation that she is opening up to help people with endometriosis. She is the first of her kind to be treated and to be clear of that debilitating disease. And this is a song about that.
The first of my kind, awakened to a new state of mind. Once in the darkness, now in the light. This black swan has taken her first flight. We stumble and dance with fear. What loss shall you hear? 'Cause society has us all in a state of fear. We are here to heal, not harm, love, not hate. We are guardians of light, born to create. Don't get caught in the monkey trap.
It's a 200,000 years old.
Don't get caught in the monkey trap.
Man, I'll never leave you alone.
Stars in the mountains to a thunderclap.
On the seat of celestial throne.
Don't get caught in the monkey trap.
Let the dead cells walk it alone.
Walk it alone. You will find the truth. For real love never takes power from you. Stick to the zone, it's where it's at. Head to the light, chew that fat. Patterns of matter, patterns of mind. In the arms of the dragon you'll climb. Being a heretic is one to keep. Within and without, where the power is deep. Don't get caught in the monkey trap. Stars in the mountains to a thunderclap. Don't
There we go. That is Andrea Dalgety and her song, fundraising song for Endospell, which is released on Medicine Show Records, produced by Martin Stevenson, and is coming back on again. It would seem. So let's not do that. And but what I will do is I will come out of there and line up another Medicine Show record, and it is they are coming from Medicine Show Records, which is just that.me, and from our Looking for the Heartbeat of the World CD, and lining up something just now as we speak. Both of those tracks, I think I might have said, they were produced by Martin Stevenson, and Martin Stevenson, who now lives in the Highlands on his Barberville record label, helps a lot of the local musicians and had helped Henry release his Mighty Tree through that label. Is there anything else by Martin on the album? No, I don't think there is, but he co-wrote the Monkey Trap along with Andrea Dalgety. Thanks for joining us, guys. We are broadcasting from the Medicine Show Moose Mobile. It's quite alarming, really, watching yourself talking to yourself in the middle of nowhere somewhere. The Medicine Show Moose Mobile is our British one. Anyway, we've got one stateside in Canada as well, which we haven't been able to get to, of course, with under the current restrictions. However, we had not invented this, but we certainly have developed iMTV to help artists maintain their profiles, maintain their careers during the lockdown. Good to see so many artists back. And not only broadcasting themselves, but also now back and playing live as well. So we had a video release on Flyinshoes Review today, which is part of the iMTV network. It features independent artists on a daily basis. We have contributors from all over the world doing reviews, and podcasters posting podcasts and radio shows up on there on a regular basis. Our featured video for this week comes from one of the artists. I'm going to play Colin in just a minute. Colin Cutler. He is from... Where are you from, Colin? Tennessee. Anyway, one of the Appalachians. He's from the Appalachians. One of the Appalachian states. And I think there's Talk of the Devil. He's available, actually. You might just bring him on, because we can do this. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'll play Colin's record, Colin's track from the Looking for the Heartbeat of the World, and then I'll see if we can bring Colin on to talk, and we'll play his new video, which has been featured on iMTV this week. So this is Colin Cutler.
Little old square on the pecan tree, won't you throw down the nuts to me? Gonna keep them all, that's what I say. And the red bird singing in the redbud tree. Old raccoon in the hollow, climb so high, but don't you choke. There's little pigs feeding around its feet, and the red bird singing in the red tree. muscadine, won't you try a little sip of wine? Try a little sup, curl up with me. There's a redbird singing in the redbud tree. Well, I've never seen a lion with a lamb, but the dog and the cat's curled up by the fame. It's chaos tied with harmony. The redbird singing in the redbud tree. The redbird singing in the redbud tree. The redbird singing in the redbud tree.
Very nice. Redbird and the redbird singing in the redbird tree. Is that going to play again as well? I don't think it is. We're playing it from Medicine Show Records. Looking for the Heartbeat of the World collection, media collection, which we send out around our media friends in Europe in support of the artists who are on the CD. And that goes out to, as a CD, to about 120. I know exactly it is 120 at the moment and counting, because I have printed up 200 of those. And basically, if you see me out and about, ask me, and I can give you a copy of that album. I have them in the Moose just now. If you want one sent to you, you can ping me on Facebook, is the best way. And you can get the downloads from... I'm hesitant. You might have noticed I'm hesitant, because I am looking to see if Colin, who you just heard, Colin Cutler, with Redbird, is able to join us in the studio here at Restream in the Medicine Show Radio Moose Mobile. I've sent him a link, so I can't. I'm just remembering how to do all this, and hopefully he will join us, and I'll be able to see it here. I say here for my sake. You can't see what's going on. Well, hopefully here in the Restream. I can look on Facebook and see. Well, he's read the information, so who knows? He might be able to come and join us. Let's go to Sweden now. This is Jonas Karping, and I love this song. Jonas Karping, it's The Wire.
Down to the wire. I'm going on down, down, down. I'm going on down, down to the wire. Sweet memories and I'm highway bound. Turn the key to the lost and found. I'll meet you out there. Just let me know where. Well, alright now, I'm going on down, down. I'm going on down, down to the wire. I'm going on down, down, down. I'm going on down, down to the wire. Sweet little angel of the sun, make me stay way too close to the fire. I'd rather let it all burn.
those bleeding eyes staring straight through my soul. Watch me tremble and shake on the lines where we break. Now set these wheels on fire and send me down to the wire. Oh, I can take you higher. Oh, this burning desire,
I'm going on down, down. I'm going on down.
I can take you higher.
I'm going on down, down. I'm going on down.
Just let me take you higher.
I'm going on down, down. I'm
All the way down now to the wire.
going on down, down.
All the way down now to the wire.
I'm going on down, down. I'm going on down.
I can take you higher.
Going on down, down. Going on down.
Just let me take you higher.
Going on down, down. Going on down, down, down. Going on down, down.
That's what they call dead air in the trade, and we'll get you sacked from most radio stations. Won't get you sacked from this one. It's just part of the deal, really, until I get to grips with all the technology. You are in the Medicine Show Radio, Miss Mobile. My name's Robert Ellen. If you didn't know, you're probably on one of our social media pages watching this at the moment. We're broadcasting across our social media, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. I think there's some other ones. Let me just have a look which other ones there are. The iMTV Moose mobile page, as well as my personal page and the Moose mobile page as well. Twitter and LinkedIn too, which is all pretty groovy, really, and wonders of modern science and everything. There is a way of getting it on Instagram, so that might be my task for tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us. And I can do stuff like this. Look. So yes, if there's any comments on the sound quality, that's all very helpful. The video quality as well, not the quality of my attire, it has to be said. I'm dressed for the weather. I'm going where the weather suits my clothes. I am in the Highlands of Scotland, actually parked up right on the Bewley Firth, underneath Redcastle. So if you know Russia at all, well, that's where the Moose is currently, and getting a good internet and getting rained upon quite heavily at the moment as well. So we're playing some music from the Medicine Show Radio Moose. Let me just show you what is going on. That is the Medicine Show Records page, and Jonas Carping. The Wire was a track that you just heard from it, Jonas. As you can read right here, is an independent artist based in Sweden. A new album is available just now. YLA Sessions is out, and if you go to our page on medicineshowrecords.me, you can get links from there through to his website and through to his YouTube site as well. Facebook, I should have one up there. I'll go and get a link to Facebook from Joseph Carping. If you enjoyed that, pop him a like. It's always good to pop your artists a like. And while you're there, drop him a message and say you heard him on iMTV with Rob Ellen. Let me just go back to where we once belong, and that is right here. Joseph Carpin is from Sweden. Shall we lighten the mood a little bit? Yes, why not? Tom Mason is, well, he's a pirate, of course, and probably the world's only landlocked pirate, because there are no ships can get into the harbor in Nashville. Although Tom Mason is very well established in Nashville as a session man, as well as an actor. He's just come back from doing Midsummer Night's Dream in the Park in Nashville for most of the summer, and has released an album. Recently released an album. I wonder if I can find a video. I might just do that to play after this. And the album is inspired by the poems, sonnets, and songs of William Shakespeare. I will. I'll look that up. Let's play his track. You Can't See the Treasure for the Trash, which he recorded with his band, the Blue Buccaneers. Captain Tom Mason and the Blue Buccaneers.
We were sailing out on the ocean blue, and suddenly the deep dark sea became a garbage stew. There were bottles and cans and toxic sludge and a plethora of human debris. So we did our best to clean the mess and gaze at the beauty of the sea. 'Cause you can't see the treasure through the trash. Through the trash. You can't see the treasure through the trash. Through the trash. Whether it be by land or sea, you can't see the treasure through the trash. Shipload of detritus to dispose of on dry land. But as we neared the shore, we only saw more rubbish on the beach's sand. There was paper and plastic and styrofoam there where the swimmers should be. So we took out our rakes to correct the mistakes of messy humanity. 'Cause you can't see the treasure through the trash. Through the trash. You can't see the treasure through the trash. Through the trash. Whether it be by land or sea, you can't see the treasure through the trash. Sailing out at sea, and you spot a bit of garbage where no garbage ought to be. Just pick it up and deliver it to the place where the garbage should go. And me bucko, you'll see, miraculously a new crop of treasure will grow. 'Cause you can't see the treasure through the trash. Through the trash. You can't see the treasure. You can't see the treasure through the trash. Through the trash. Whether it be by land or sea, you can't see the treasure through the trash. You can't see the treasure through the trash. Through the trash. You can't see the treasure through the trash. Through the trash. Whether it be by land or sea, you can't see the treasure through the trash. You can't see the treasure through the trash. You can't see the treasure through the trash. You can't see the treasure through the trash.
That is the Blue Buccaneer himself, that being Tom Mason. and Tom is from Nashville and is a pirate, basically. That's what you need to know about Tom. And can be found on all digital outlets with his new album, which is songs inspired by Twelfth Night by William Shakespeare, and is fabulous. I will try and get a hold of his video and play that at some point, but at the moment I'm delighted to welcome Colin Cutler. And the answer to your question, Colin, is we can hear your video, your audio, because I heard you just plugging in.
Fantastic.
Look at that. Wonders of modern science. How are you, Colin?
Indeed, I'm doing all right. I've just got this condenser mic set up here, and it looks like it's working for once. There we are. Phantom power is a wonderful thing.
Yeah. Your video is just a tad less bright than your mic for some reason, but we can see you, and it's fine.
Great.
And so you've grown a beard in the lockdown by the look of it.
I have, yes, sir. Uncle Sam can't tell me what to do with my face anymore, so I figured I'd go ahead and grow it out a bit.
I would love to talk to you, and I want to talk about the new album. It's been beautifully received, hasn't it? Well,
it has, and thank you so much for helping get the word.
Well, yeah, my pleasure. We've been pals and doing this kind of stuff together for a little while anyway, but it's a delight to have you on the album with us as well, and a delight to release, well, at least premiere your video on Flyinshoes Review today, and people have been watching it as well. I've got it lined up to play. Do you want to give us a song, or will I play the video?
Do you want to go ahead and play the video, and then maybe we could chat a bit about it afterwards? And
that'd be better. And then people know what we're talking about. That's all.
Real.
Okay, Colin Cutler's with us. This is back in. Sorry, Colin. Back in
Gate City.
The scraping breaks as its lullaby tune. Oh me, oh my, back in Gate City again. It ain't even got a river to wash away our sins, but someone smashed out the window on the Civil Rights Museum. Oh me, oh my, back in Gate City again. Sam sent me across a big sea, and I stared at the desert till it stared back at me. Oh me, oh my, back in Gate City again. So I ran off to England just to try and feel whole, and the water washed the rocks from the river of my soul. Oh me, oh my, back in Gate City again.
almost lost track of time, but they still ain't put windows on the industries of the blind. Oh me, oh my, I'm back in Gate City again. Last time I was here, we both wanted to leave, but now that I'm back, well, we might if we please. It ain't so bad with you by my side. I'm back in Gate City again.
So very cool. We shall let the titles roll and bring Colin back to talk to us. I've been calling him Chris, but it's your uncle's name is Chris. Colin.
That's right.
Sorry about that. So yeah, let's establish where Gate City is, so we know where you are.
Yeah, so Gate City is the nickname for Greensboro, North Carolina. It's where all the rail lines used to come through together, and still, in a lot of ways, do it sort of your pathway out to the west from the east coast or from the north to the south. So
That must be a noisy place because those trains are pretty big that come through.
they are,
Susan.
and it is. I live about a mile, not quite a track, so I get to hear them every night.
Do you miss the tracks if you're away?
A bit, yeah. Matter of fact, my parents live about 150 yards from the Union Pacific line out in Nebraska. It literally shakes the whole house. So, at one point in my life, it's like, I guess if a sailor's used to being on a boat, you can't quite get to sleep on land. It's about the same for me. So
yeah. We'll talk more about that. We'll talk about Gainsborough as a music town because you're right in the middle of the Appalachians there, so there must be music coming at you on the train lines in the same way.
Oh yeah,
all over the place. Yeah, I'd love to talk
absolutely,
about that
yeah.
because I know that you're a fan of traditional Appalachian music as well, and it's very much in your music, isn't it?
It is, and before I lived here, I was up in Virginia, like right on the West Virginia border, up in Loudoun County, and there was a fair bit of it there. But when I moved down here in 2014. There's just a huge old time community. I just picked up banjo, and if I'd moved to Raleigh, I would have fallen into the bluegrass scene. But here in Greensboro, we've got an old time ensemble, actually at UNC Greensboro. Here, the Piedmont Old Time Society is based here. Mount Airy is an hour up the road. Floyd is an hour and a half up the road. So the beginning, Greensboro is kind of the gateway, if you will, to that old time scene. And there's a lot of it around here, and it's definitely learned a lot from it.
So yeah, we'll talk about how it's recovering from the COVID situations. But for instance, could you go out and find yourself a old-timey session tonight?
On Thursday, yeah. Matter of fact, the Piedmont Old Time Society started meeting back up about a month or so ago in downtown Greensboro at Green Bean on Elm. So they set up in the back garden there, and have themselves a few beers and start picking.
Sounds like fun to me.
Oh yeah, it's a good time.
What time is it there? Are you going to go out to that yourself? I wonder. I know I would if I was in Gainsborough right now.
Oh yeah. Not tonight. I've actually got my old housemate he's actually is an Irish fiddler. He started off with classical violin and picked up Irish fiddling. He's coming over. I'm cooking up some collards and beans, and he's bringing over some food and some smoked. I think it's beef this time, and it might be pork. And we're going to sit down and have us some food and pick us some tunes and have some beers.
Wonderful.
It's what porches are for.
Is that an ongoing project, or is that just a bit of fun?
Oh, that's just a bit of fun this time.
So tell us about the gestation period of this album.
Yeah, so Hot Pepper Jam, I would say, is certainly the most lighthearted of my albums. The first few were, lots of murder ballads and, people dying or, in pandemics on their way home in, 1918. This one was kind of a collection of just fun songs I'd written over the years. The Cherry Tree song I wrote, I think, in 2019 when I was in York, England, actually, shortly after you and I first started talking.
Yeah.
And then a number of them I wrote last.
As well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah, it absolutely is. Yeah. Got to record an album there with a lot of fantastic musicians, Ben Crosthwaite, Dan Webster, and that whole crew there. And got to do some music with Carrie Farron over in Ireland as well. But so this is kind of the collection of, I guess, sort of more lighthearted songs that didn't really have a place in the other projects, as well as some that I wrote last summer while I was on my granddad's farm. We had a live stream from there too at one point, down in Vanceboro, North Carolina. It's a little island in the middle of creek and swamp, pretty close to the coast. And just sort of ended up having 10 songs, including a couple of traditionals. I figured I'd throw them into an album. So
very cool. Very cool. And of course you had enough time to consider it and do it all with the COVID and everything. How did you manage to survive during that with the loss of wages? Because I know that you're a traveling troubadour. That's what you do.
Yes. It was hard. Thankfully, the U.S. did put down some federal pandemic unemployment assistance, which helped out, for the months during the summer. And then I got a teaching job in the fall at the community college up here in Greensboro. So that's when I moved back up here to the Piedmont. I'm a teacher Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I moonlight as a musician as on the weekends. So they're complementary jobs.
That's the word I was groping for. Complementary indeed. And is the teaching aspect, is that something you will keep going till you can travel again? Is that the idea of it?
Yes, absolutely. And if the music really takes off and I can I can continue traveling again, I'd certainly take a break from teaching. But teaching is a passion that I've had for a long while. I teach writing, and that's something that I love doing, working with young writers, young students, and sort of helping them get out what they want to say in the best way possible. So
excellent. Is that a music college then, Colin?
It's not. No, it's a community college, and it's strictly a regular writing program. Actually, I'm just teaching your 111, your basic university writing.
You're just about to put the guitar down. I was just about to ask you if you play us a song.
Yes, I'm just about to put the guitar down because you can see my microphone is slowly descending. I don't have a shock mount, so my condenser mic is currently duct taped to the to where it's supposed to be. It's a very American. It's a very American solution.
Well, there you go. Men's everything but a broken heart.
That's right. That's right. And a WD-40 if you need to get it moving again.
Yes.
So
the Moose wouldn't operate without cable ties. That's right. That's the Holy Trinity right there.
That and parachute cord. I used to have a Honda station wagon. Its front bumper was held on with parachute cord and duct tape for about half its life. It was a great little car. So
fantastic. We're talking to Colin Cutler here in the Moose, in the Medicine Show Radio Moose Mobile. He is in Gainsborough, in the Piedmont district of North Carolina, would you believe? And how much blues music is there still around in that Piedmont fashion, that fingerstyle fashion?
A lot. As a matter of fact, the Piedmont Blues Preservation Society is also based here in Greensboro.
Is that right?
It is. Yep. They do a lot of work up in Winston too, but it's just 40 minutes down the road. So,
man, I need to come and visit.
Yes, you do.
In America yet? So,
yep. Eric Gales lives here in Greensboro. Chuck Cotton is a drummer, literally right down the street from me. He's a legendary blues man too, and Leba Cotton, of course, was from right down in Chapel Hill. But Eric and Chuck are still around. So,
wow. Well, we've got to come and do some broadcasting around the Piedmont area.
Absolutely, come on down.
Bucket list stuff. We'll do that.
There we
We've
go.
got that guitar. Maybe if you could
Yes.
put the camera down a little bit so that the guitar geeks can steal all your chord and your finger style.
Absolutely. I keep it pretty simple. It's just G, C, and D and D7. So
Yeah,
that's your basic country blues there. So
there you are. Three chords, 3.5 chords in the truth.
that's right. That's right.
Beautiful song. Lovely to have you with us. Truth with Bob Allen in the Moose with Colin Cutler.
Yeah. So this here is the title track off the brand new record, Hot Pepper Jam. I wrote it last summer while I was on my granddad's farm down in Vanceboro. Vanceboro is a little tiny town with 2 grocery stores. It's in between New Bern and Greenville, both of which are pretty small towns themselves. And the most exciting thing normally to do is I walk down to the Orangeade shop, but that was closed because of the pandemic. So next best thing was going down to the tent revival. Lasted a week. Lots of suits, lots of dresses. I don't wear dresses no more, so I figured, you know what, I'm going to keep myself entertained here on this farm, and I'm going to plant me a garden. I did. Tomatoes all died. Cucumbers died. Squash turned brown pretty quick. Those peppers did all right. And by the end of that summer, I was picking me jalapenos, habaneros, tabascos, cow horns, and a whole bunch of peppers I hadn't even planted. I have no idea where they came from. I had to figure out what to do with them, so I made me some hot pepper jam. Shortly after that, moved back to Greensboro, and I ran into a friend of mine who the very first time she and I met, I had been playing banjo up on Elm Street, the main drag through Greensboro. And she'd walk by in a hot chili pepper suit. A hot chili pepper suit, I'm not talking about a 3-piece suit with chili peppers on it. I'm talking about you could have thrown her up on the board across from the Applebee's, and she would have been the competition. Advertising for chilies. Anyways, we're dating now, and it's great. But if you think this song here is about anything other than listen to these mason jars right here, some hot pepper jam, well, you might have been listening to too much 30s blues music. So this here's hot pepper jam. So right here's the part where it gets a little bit spicy. I've been working in this hot pepper field now, Carolina summer long. I've been working in this hot pepper field till my baby done come and gone. Hey, hey, whoa, she was singing the hot pepper song. And the first time that I saw you, you were wearing a hot pepper suit. The first time that I saw you, you looking hot pepper cute. Hey, hey, whoa, look at our hot pepper fruit. Go and stir up that jelly pot, mama, till it stickies highway top. Stir up that jelly pot, mama, till it's fiery as you are. Hey, hey, whoa, don't pan that pepper in your jar. Spread it on your biscuits, mama, spread that pepper jam. Spread it on your biscuits, mama, with a little bit of country hand. Hey, whoa, they call me Hot Pepper Man.
And showing the graphic for the album as well, which I think is fabulous. By the way,
Oh, thank you.
who did the graphics for you for the album cover?
So basically walked out my front door and my girlfriend took a picture of me and I sent it over to a good friend of mine, Mama Molasses, who y'all should definitely check out. She's up in Bristol, fantastic singer, and she also does a lot of work with Canva, and
Of
she
course,
just put it into Canva and made it look pretty. So
I mean, you're just near Bristol. I mean, we've got our own version of Bristol, of course.
yes,
It might be just a tad older than yours, but that is
just a
ground
tad.
zero for country music, isn't it, Bristol?
It is. It is.
And
It's
that song is very, very much in the tradition, the Jimmy Rogers tradition that was kicked off in those famous recordings that happened in
absolutely,
Bristol. Was that
absolutely.
uh, 19, 1927? Would it have been 28 around then, a bit later?
Yes. Yeah. I think it was 27 were the
Yeah,
first ones. Yeah.
it brought the Carter family to the world, and Jimmy Rogers to the world, and country music was uh, born for the world.
That's
But
right. It was the
uh,
Big Bang.
yeah, the Big Bang. It was the Big Bang, but it must have been. I mean, I wish I could have been there before the Big Bang to
Right.
actually hear them before they were trying to show off to everybody. Hear the
Yeah.
actual stuff in the raw. Is that still
Yes.
going on around? Does it come? Does it break out onto the front porches from time to time?
Oh
Still,
yeah, absolutely. One of the cool things again about Greensboro is besides being sort of a hub for old time and blues music, there's also a great songwriter scene here. And
yeah,
some of them, a lot of them have put together albums, but not a lot of them are really trying to get radio play or trying to play out that much.
yeah,
We've got a number of songwriter circles around here. Down at Doodad Farm is one. There's one down at High Point as well, and people just get together and share their music. And sometimes some of us decide to travel a little bit further with it, and other times we just like hang out with our friends and share music. So
excellent. Tell us about your travels, Colin. I mean, you've mentioned uh, York, and that's as good a place to find yourself, pull up in Britain, I would say, for music as well as culture and heritage.
I
What brought you
certainly
there?
fell on my feet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Was it luck? Was it just I wanted to have a look at this beautiful town, and you stayed there for a bit longer? How did it come about?
I did, yeah. So after I got out of the army, and the army took me to Qatar and Romania,
Right.
um, I'd always, I was actually born in England near Bury St. Edmunds, and I'd always kind of wanted to go back as an adult and on my own account. And figured the best way to do that was take the CELTA ESL certification. And the one that I could find that had it part time over the sort of the time frame I was looking at was at York St. John University.
Right.
And so I started looking into York, and I was like, oh, also all this history that I've been reading about is all like happened right around here. And James Harriet's from the next train stop up, Um, so I got there and just fell in love with the place. I was there for 3 months with that ESL program, but then applied to a master's in creative writing there at York St. John, and they accepted me. So I ended up staying there for a little bit more than a year and a half, and traveled up to Scotland a few times and out to the lakes and down south a little bit. But the north and Ireland and Scotland are
I don't know how we
much further.
didn't meet in those days.
I know.
Because we were all
Uh,
over it. Both of
we,
us
we
were
went
all over
like
it.
that quite a few times, I think.
I think we must have done, yeah. What a shame. Next time,
Yeah.
Hopefully it
Indeed.
won't be too long. Uh,
I'm hoping so.
yeah. So that stint at university really helped you out, eh?
It
Coming
did. It
coming
did.
back coming back and getting, was that something that you were going to do anyway, come back and get a teaching job, or was it just a happenstance, a fortunate happenstance? You had that in your quiver.
It was both and. I'd always kind of planned to eventually be teaching. I had wanted to get my MFA in creative writing first, my terminal degree, but as it
Yeah.
turned out, the community college was just looking for MAs, and I said, "All right, cool, that's a good time for now." And so
Yeah.
where I ended up and when I ended up was certainly happenstance, and it was lucky, and it was a happy chance. So yeah.
Man, beautiful. So, what are you going to indulge in some literature? Is there a book in that head of yours as well as all those songs?
I think down the road, I've been starting to get more poems published. I put those up on my website as they get
Nice.
published. Just got my first short story published in the York Journal. Actually,
Okay.
I'm really sorry. I wasn't supposed to announce that, so nobody mentioned anything. But it's on its
Nobody's
way.
watching.
There we
And,
go.
and, I,
Perfect.
and if they mention it, I'll go round to their house and torch it. So that's
There you
fine.
go. There you go. But yeah, so I just got my first short story published and a number of poems published. I've been working hard at that for the last couple of years as well. And my next album project is going to sort of be, or actually, my next two album projects are going to be a marriage of literature and music as well. One is taking short stories from Flannery O'Connor, who was a Georgia writer back in the 50s.
Yeah.
And I did that a bit with the Peacock Feathers EP, but I'm expanding that out into a full album, basically turning those stories into songs. And then the other one will be Dante's Inferno in an album,
Oh, for
possibly a
goodness
folk
sake.
opera sort of thing. So yeah,
See,
reset to
That's not
America.
going to that's not going to be as light and fluffy as this album is anyway.
No, no, not a bit, not a bit.
Yeah. That's going to be the Nemesis album.
Yes, but I
Excellent.
think it'll be a lot of fun though too.
Aye. Beautiful, man. It's and it's a in these times you have to be more creative to do more creative things
Yeah,
if you catch what I'm trying to say. And there's one or two of the artists that I've featured here in iMTV and we work with who have released albums of books or books of albums. It's difficult to know which way around it goes. And what has tended to happen is that the music industry stuff that we all know as well as you can, not knowing if there is a music industry anymore,
right.
but it also has opened up the publishing side of things. So they can from time to time get booked to do book festivals as well as
Yeah,
music festivals as well. So it's quite
absolutely.
good. It's a good move, eh? And they're both synergetic. I mean, if a good song and a good story goes together, always has, eh?
Absolutely. And, one of my inspirations for a long time has been, the old ballads, even the border ballads from Scotland. One of
Exactly.
the songs, one of the songs off my first album was based off the Twa Corbies.
Yeah.
Um, and one of my frustrations oftentimes with studying poetry in the academic world is how bound to the page they are. They'll get up and read and this and that and the other and well it's like no, poetry is originally it was lyric poetry, right?
Yeah.
There's supposed to be a marriage of music and word, and that's what I tried to do in my poetry as well, and that's the kind of poetry that I enjoy the most. I mean, listen to Robert Frost.
Yeah.
um, and then also bringing poetry to music as well, using some of those same verbal devices in your music and in your lyric writing. Been some things I've enjoyed doing. So yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, I'm putting you on the spot now. Then we're going to get a song, and then I'll leave because you did this at the last moment, eh?
Oh
So I'm
yeah.
sure you're making the time to do this, and you have got a busy day anyway. So it's been fun, Colin. It's lovely to speak to you, and lovely to get your music and have uh, your video around the place at the moment as well. It is going to be featured on Flyinshoes Review. It'll be the featured video on iMTV. I'll play it again on the way out as
Really?
well.
Okay. Well,
Uh,
thank you.
for the week. But can you give us one of your poems by heart, or have you got something close? I told you I was putting you on the spot.
You were. Maybe not by heart, but I can certainly pull up my phone and read one to you if that's all right.
You have to perform one.
what,
It's
what,
not just reading. It's
what's that? Yes,
performance.
I'll perform it. Yes. So let me see here. Which one
Tell us a
is?
bit about it in that beautiful southern drawl of yours.
Thank you. I know which one I'd like to read. I'm just not sure where that is. But you know what? Let me see here. Let me see which ones. Here's a good one. So this one I wrote last summer and submitted it to the Craven County. That's just going to stay on. Submitted it to the Craven Arts Council ekphrastic poetry contest. And I can send you over a link to the picture that it was based off of. Okay. But it's kind of a combination of this picture, which I realized was based off of Lita and the Swan, and some history from that part of North Carolina that happened while my dad was in middle school. So there was here we are. There was the first time that a woman in America ever successfully defended herself from a charge of murder by pleading self-defense against sexual assault was actually in 1979. Wow. She was an African-American woman who, all right, there we are. All right, I'm sending you over the link now if you want to throw that up on the board. Okay. Yeah, I sent it to you. Got it. Yeah, so she was an African-American woman named Joanne Little, and she became sort of a national, actually international cause. And so this poem is sort of taking that event. And like I said, this was the same town that my dad grew up in. He was in middle school at the time. So when I found out about this actually through an Alice Gerrard song, it sort of hit me close. And when I saw this painting, which you can see up there in the chat, realized I want to put the story together. I want to put these stories rather together. So this is Sonnet for Joanne Little. Leaning into the wind on his everlasting wings, a swan blows his trumpet down the Pamlico. Inside the county jail, a young girl wipes her nose and shivers at the sound of keys rattling on their ring. The jailer enters, nightstick black against his clean starched shirt, palming a pick for shards of ice. You owe me this. Pick falls loose, he grunts. The spreading blood soaks his shirt. She flees as fast as stone from a sling. Murder was added to the charges. When caught, she stood to hear the story of how she intentionally seduced him. The prowling swan patrolled around the rainy docks. And as the cell slammed shut and the jury retired, she prayed, Lita of the ripped up jeans, deliver those refusing to gaze and grip, deliver us from men and gods. And that's it. Yeah, so that's a poem called Sonnet for Joanne Little. Like I said, I wrote that for the Craven Arts Council ekphrastic poetry contest. The painting that it's based on is right up there in the chat. So yeah.
I was talking then, and I didn't have the mic on, of course.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks for covering for me like a true professional.
Absolutely. You can never have dead air, right?
You never have dead air. It's not allowed. It's illegal. So that's right. In the chat room. I will post some of those images as well to Facebook a bit later on. And thank you for joining us and your time today. And wondering, I could just play the video out, but if you have a song up your sleeve, I've got time. It's up to you at your end. I know we're encroaching on your time rather than my time.
I think I might whip out one more.
All right, let's do a song. What do you fancy doing? I don't know if you fancy doing that Twa Corby's song.
Oh, I'd have to pull up my banjo for that. And that is, you know what? I could. Let me go grab my banjo.
Well, we should have the banjo if we can, eh?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Thanks, Colin. So you're listening to, I'm in the company of Colin Cutler and Rob Ellen here in the Medicine Show Radio Moose Mobile and on iMTV, trying out this new live stream setup that we've got, and it seems to be working. So we'll be doing a few more of these as the week goes. Colin has got the featured video on iMTV this whole week. So you can visit Flyinshoes Review, or indeed, it should be on the page that you're viewing this on at the moment, or it's on my Facebook page as well. I'm just making sure I've got the video lined up. So the old joke is, how do you tune a banjo?
Well, how do you tune a banjo, Rob?
Yeah, nobody knows.
See, my personal favorite banjo joke is that we spend half our lives tuning up and the other half playing out of tune.
Yeah. Sometimes you can't tell the difference. I'm only kidding.
No. There's no need to joke. It's all based in truth. So.
Beautiful, man. I love your banjo playing. I'm looking forward
Oh,
to
well,
it.
thanks so much.
So the name of the song, and it's inspired by the Borders ballad, the Trois Corbies, which is basically two crows looking at a dead body over a wall.
Yep, and talking about how they're going to eat it.
How they're going to have dinner.
That's right. Yeah, so that's always been a favorite of mine among the ballads, and wrote this probably back in 2015. I'd just been reading it and writing on it, I think, and I was walking down Tate Street here in Greensboro and looked up and saw two black birds in an oak tree sort of looking at me. Realized, I should just write a song about you to keep you away from me. But yeah, so I recently, public radio up in Virginia recently played this song for Halloween, along with a friend of mine from York, David Ward McLean, reading the actual poem just before. So that was a pretty cool thing too. But this here's Two Black Birds in a Tall Oak Tree.
Lovely. Colin Cutler.
Well, two black birds in a tall oak tree with a hidey little alley. Said one to the other, what do you see with a hidey little alley? Said one to the other, well, I see a man with a hidey little alley. It seems to me he's got blood on his hands with the hidey little alley. With the hidey little and the hidey little and the hidey little alley. Hidey little alley. Said one to the other, while laughing he called the hidey little alley. I see that man behind this wall, the hidey little alley. And in yonder sycamore, what do you see with the hidey little alley? There's no rope loose hanging from that tree with the hidey little alley. With the hidey little and the hidey little and the hidey little alley. With the hidey little alley. Well, the man in the moon's got a silver spoon with a hidey little alley. And I heard the pipe piper change his tune with a hidey little alley. You can rock that chair with the baby cries with a hidey little alley. Don't you tell that child someday he'll die with a hidey little alley. With a hidey little and a hidey little and a hidey little alley. Hidey little alley. With a hidey little and a hidey little and a hidey little alley. With a hidey little alley.
Wonderful stuff. That's Colin Cutler with his authentic brand of Appalachian folk music, played beautifully in that flailing style, which I adore so much. Can you remember your first musical memory? Was that a banjo?
With the banjo. Well, I was 23 or 24, I think, and I'd grown up on bluegrass, like hearing bluegrass picking and stuff. It was fun. I liked it.
Yeah.
But it had never quite grabbed me enough to pick it up. And at the time, I was actually a metalhead. So I had my, PV Predator EXP, double humbuckers and Floyd Rose tremolo and my Marshall amp. Yep. And I was at an open mic in Purcellville, Virginia, close to Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. And a friend of mine, Kelly Wills, came down and started playing clawhammer style. I said, that's what I want to do. That right there. Yeah. So the next Sunday, I walked down to the music shop with my Marshall amp and said, I want to trade in this Marshall amp for this banjo right here. And he said, how about that Marshall amp at $50? And I said, all right, sold. And nice. Yeah, this banjo has since been on 2 or 3 of my albums, I think, and it's been to about 11 different countries by now too. So it's still got all their dirt on it too.
And you know what? A lot easier to carry around than a Marshall amp.
Oh yes.
Beautiful, Colin. Lovely having you with us.
Thanks so much for having me, Rob.
Thanks to everybody for tuning in. You can follow the Moose at Medicine Show on the road.me. It brings you onto a Facebook page, and if you share that and invite your friends to follow, the more that do, the more we'll view, and that's basically the deal with tuning into the Medicine Show. Thank you, Colin, once again.
Thanks so much for having me on, bro.
I played the video, and you're there in Gate City. We're going to try and bring it up here. And success. Thanks, Colin. Catch you next time, mate.
Cheers, Rob. Thanks so much for having me. The scraping breaks as its lullaby tune. Oh me, oh my, back in Gate City again. It ain't even got a river to wash away our sins, but someone smashed out the window on the Civil Rights Museum. Oh me, oh my, back in Gate City again. Sam sent me across the big sea, and I stared at the desert till it stared back at me. Oh me, oh my, back in Gate City again. So I ran off to England just to try and feel whole, and the water washed the rocks from the river of my soul. Oh me, oh my, back in Gate City again. was gone for so long, I almost lost track of time. But they still ain't put windows on the industries of the blind. Oh me, oh my, I'm back in Gate City again. Last time I was here, we both wanted to leave. But now that I'm back, well, we might if we please. It ain't so bad with you by my side. I'm back in Gate City again.
That's us. Thanks again to Colin Cutler, and let me just put his information on the screen for you so that you can click through to his Facebook page and like his page, because basically what's not to like. Feature video is at Flyinshoes Review all week, and Colin Cutler is on Facebook at that address, probably for the rest of his career, it would seem. Anyway, thanks again. That's us. We're out of here. Test broadcast for iMTV. Keep your eye on the page you're viewing on for any of the notifications, and who knows who might show up on iMTV in the future. I'm going to start using this a bit more now that we have got one or two more outlets for the live stream. Do get in touch if you would like to be featured on iMTV. And Colin's just given me another link, which I'm going to put up. Copy. Anyone wants to check it out, so I'll put that up in the as a link. And it's Bandcamp site. I'll put it on chats as well. So that's it, Colin. That's all nicely linked up for you. So thanks again, and we'll catch everyone again very soon. That was an iMTV broadcast with your host, Rob Ellen. I'll put up a donation button as well, because we've got to give it a little plug in the hope that somebody contributes to the harmony, because there's no love like cold hard cash, let's face it, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks again. We're out here. Bye.